There's two schools of thoughts. There's the people who give a about our future, and there's ones that don't.
I'm scared. I'm very scared with the climate. I've always been scared with the climate.
If we were to solely rely on government, I think we would be in bad trouble.
Hi, I'm John O'Brien. I'm the founder of Anthropy, and it's great to have Times Radio here with us. It was the end of the first year of COVID. Like everybody else, I was concerned about the impact on the economy and our society of what was going to come from that. So I thought, how do we build back better? And if we are going to build back better, we can't just go back to doing the things that we did before. So we've got to get a new place to share different ideas. And I couldn't find one, so I decided to create one.
What would you say are some of the biggest issues that the UK is facing at the moment?
Oh, wow.
My goodness. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, like all businesses of all sizes, like all organisations, pretty much like every human being, we are hugely preoccupied by climate change.
Yeah, I've always been worried about that since I was a little kid in primary school, and that says a lot. I'm in primary school thinking about the climate.
Never before have we had people like nurses and others using food banks. So it's definitely a real gap that I don't think the government's filling.
Older people are relatively comfortable in the system that they've helped create and operate. And that system is increasingly breaking down.
Whose responsibility is it to tackle climate change?
Well, look, we can take our individual actions, and we should.
It's not down to the government to achieve it all. It's down to the businesses, the people, the decision makers.
Politics has to be crucial in tackling climate change. We have to do it as politicians as well. It's our absolute duty. We don't have any choice.
Corporations are steering politics currently, though.
A lot of businesses are bigger than some economies in the world, so they hold a huge amount of negative impact, but the potential for positive impact.
What would be your one big idea if you could make like a positive change to the UK or the world? What would it be?
That's a question, isn't it? That's a question.
And I've got to come up with this big idea right now on the spot in front of camera.
I think one of the things which is a very simple, small thing that can be so powerful is if actually people are just more open and kinder. I know everybody sort of says that, but we've got to get back to thinking about people and issues as humans. I was talking just earlier about the fact that we talk about invasion of migrants and we talk about this, that and then we dehumanize people. That's not what this should be about. We need to get humanity back in, which is why I called it Anthropy, which is the old Greek word for being human.
I would say grow the pie by investing in people.
To improve representation in STEM and to really double down on increasing that pipeline wherever the talent may be.
More cooperation, more collaboration.
Giving a platform for people who haven't got a voice so that the little people doing little things will have as much focus and as much profile so that they can be, that they can share their ideas, they can learn from others, they can be resourced, and that we can champion people doing small things that could ultimately make big changes.
Put more young people in positions of political power.
The fact that sometimes we're not invited into these spaces is also a concern for us, because we're thinking when we're in the positions to do these kind of things, are we, one, not going to know what to do, and two, are we going to continue that generational thing of continuing to not allow young people to come through?
What's your big idea?
I think that we're doing too much talking and not enough acting.
Definitely.
There were 6 cops before I was born, right? And we've been thinking, and you're 21, right?
Yeah.
6 cops before we both were born, right? Stuff needs to be done now. 27, come on, please, world leaders.
What message would you have for people in order to make those changes happen?
Yeah, simple. It's put your money where your mouth is.
Get it done. Get it done. Enough conversation, enough discussion, enough brainstorming. We know what needs to be done. Just get it done.
It's really hard to look at things like the cost of living crisis and not feel just absolutely sideswiped by the scale of what's now coming at us. But at the same time, weirdly, I've worked in the sustainability field for something like 40 years now, and this is the first time I've started to feel seriously optimistic.
You know, we've got to act fast. There's issues on us which are not going to be solved if we wait until the likes of Jonas, myself, are in those positions of power. We've really got to be acting fast. So I would say that the optimism is there, but the pressure on it and the likelihood of that optimism staying for much longer is starting to decrease. I am beginning to feel more worried about the future if we're not seeing action happening quickly?
Well, we personally feel very positive about the future. I feel very positive about his future. I don't know how you feel about mine.
Yeah, you've got a bright future ahead of you, son.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.